Sean here from the tour guide. We are on our way to Amsterdam. We are doing 48 hours to Amsterdam with hopes to find good food, good weather, good people, and good drinks. It's Amsterdam, right?
Yeah, barbarians. Of course, I am reflected there.
Cool, that's cool, man.
Ciao, mama.
Been so long since I've been back here. I'm here with Brandon and Angel, two of my great buddies. We have Alvin behind the camera and Joshua on backup cam. We are gonna go around the city for 2 days, 48 hours in total. We're gonna drink the Dutch beers. It's gonna be really cool. Take boat all around the city. We'll hit the Rijksmuseum. We'll check everything out. It's gonna be cool, so let's go. Come up. You say come up?
Whoa.
Come up, there you go. We're on our way right now to check out this really cool distillery. I won't even say its name, it's too amazing. And then we're gonna go on a boat tour. We're gonna go up to a massive rooftop bar and get some amazing cocktails, do a lot of cool stuff. It's gonna be dope. You're a distillery since the 17th century, right?
Yes.
Yes, it is named Wynand Fockink, which is literally the two last names of the two original founders put together. They make liquors and what is considered to be the original father of gin, Jenever. You can take home a bottle of Jenever for as little as 20 euros. 2 to 5 euros will afford you a beer and a shot, and when we were there, the tasting was free. One of my favorite parts about the experience was the tradition that you need to drink the Jenever off the bar without touching it with your hands. We stopped at a really cool Canal side bar named Waterkant for a quick beer and checked out a few other food stops. We're just on a boat tour with We Are Amsterdam, pretty cool company. They have all these electric boats that go on the canals. It's been awesome so far. Next, we're going to another bar, amazing views. It's gonna be awesome. We Are Amsterdam has a few different boat tours, and they start at about 35 euros for group tours and go up to a couple hundred euros for private cruises. One of the big things I love about these guys is that their boats are electric and they knew so much about the city. At this point, we've had a couple drinks and needed something to fill our stomach, so we stopped at Kaart, which is a boat-only restaurant that serves light snacks. You take those snacks on a plate onto your boat and enjoy them as you're cruising by, which I thought was so very cool. Bitterballen are the Dutch equivalent of tapas, small, deep-fried, meaty snacks that are usually eaten alongside of beer. There's also Castellanos, which we tried. It's a Dutch-style melted cheese snack inside of a thin dough-based wrap, which has been breaded and then deep-fried. We did a hybrid boat cruise food tour with them, but they have lots of cool tours, including a cocktail cruise that is catered with fruits and cheeses. Everything was amazing. We had so much fun on the boat tour that afterwards they invited us to Sky Lounge, which is exactly what it sounds like, an incredible rooftop bar overlooking Amsterdam. We just got off an electric boat with We Are Amsterdam. It was so much fun. We had bitterballen, which is like an Amsterdam typical treat. We stopped for beers at Waterkant. So cool, I just can't pronounce these places. Went to Wynand Fockink, which is so cool. And now we're here at Sky Lounge. Thank you, world, for making Amsterdam. We met up with my good friends from college, Adam, and decided to have an amazing dinner. I love the story of this place. All people with fine dining and Michelin backgrounds wanted to create a more experiential dining experience. It's delicious, whatever it is. We went to Greece, France, Slovakia, which is where the chef is from, Spain, and more. When we were there, it was between 80 and 100 euros per person, which included an extremely sophisticated wine pairing with the dishes. Thank you guys so much. That journey was sensational. I will definitely see you guys again. Walking around Amsterdam, you can't help but notice its flag is adorned with 3 large X's. I spent a lot of time asking locals what it meant, and most people told me failed theories, so I decided to open up some textbooks. Much of the theories point back to 2 people, St. Andrew and Jan Persson. St. Andrew was a Christian martyr who was a fisherman, but famously martyred on an X-shaped cross. The X is thus a symbol of St. Andrew. Amsterdam was also a fisherman's city, so it was a likely match they would choose the patron saint of fishing for their flag. That or the flag started on boats and was eventually adopted by the city. That brings me to Jan Persson, who was a lord of Amsterdam in the 13th century. His shield features the X, which was inspired by St. Andrew. The basic, likely, and most correct theory is that this all starts with St. Andrew and may also include the Persson family, who were influential to Amsterdam. A more popular theory, and much more circulated, is that the 3 X's derived from Amsterdam's red light district as a symbol of debauchery. This is likely putting the cart before the horse, because the flag did come before the red light district. The flag of Amsterdam has likely been associated closely with debauchery, which in turn led it to become its symbol. In the end, these are all just theories. Flags are often a mystery, surrounded by folklore, and Amsterdam's triple X may be one of the most unique I've ever seen. Interessante. Standing outside of Brug 34 in Amsterdam, incredible coffee place. I was speaking to the owner and his story is just so amazing. He opened the coffee place because he couldn't find a decent cup of coffee near his house that he could walk to with his boyfriend and dog. Here at Brug 34 in Amsterdam with our local expert, Selena.
Hi.
1 coffee gets you started, which I already had. Obviously, I'm not gonna get on camera without a coffee, you know what I mean? The second coffee is like when we're really beginning the day though. And then 1 after lunch. Why, how many do you have?
Throughout the day? 3? 4?
3. 4 is like normally when like you get a little agita,
Yeah,
you know what I
start
mean?
feeling like...
But 3 is like homeostasis, like feeling good right now. But then at like 4 or 5 o'clock, I'm like thinking about that 4th coffee, but I normally try to pump the brakes, you know?
Yeah, I just fall for the trap sometimes, especially depending what I have to do, but...
3 euros will get you a coffee and 10 to 12 euros will get you a high quality breakfast. From there, we'll eat raw fish and other Dutch delicacies, and I'm not talking about sushi, at a food tour in the Pijp. Food tour in Amsterdam, take 1. We met up in the Pijp with We Are Amsterdam for their daytime market tour. This is called haring. It's a herring. It's a Dutch tradition or traditional food. It's raw. It's 11 in the morning. I'm gonna eat it covered in onions by the tail, and I don't have anything in my stomach yet, so hopefully this goes well. To be continued. Ah, delicious.
Nice, right?
Yeah, I think it's great. Oh, I love fried codfish. I mean, who doesn't, right? I mean, it's a lot better than fish and chips. I mean, it doesn't taste as like, normally a fish and chips is a heavy, crusty breading. It's really greasy. It tastes a little better.
A lot better than the other thing.
The fried cod here is better than fish and chips in England. Well, mostly because it's not as greasy. The reason is the breading is lighter on this fried cod, and 2, in England, they kind of like wrap it right away in this paper, which like traps the grease in, and he kind of does not do that, which allows him.
It's like chicken skewers, how do you say it?
Skewers.
But it's covered with satay sauce, which is like peanut sauce.
Okay, and now we're at like an Indonesian place, and why would you eat Indonesian food in Holland? Like, we're in the north of Europe. Why are we gonna do that?
It's the leftover bits of the empire, really. You know, the Dutch Republic conquered or explored different parts of the world. We want to be politically correct and sensitive, you know, to that time period. But they reached out and were in different parts of the world. And one of the ports was Batavia, ancient Batavia, right? And Indonesia. And here we have the classic Indonesian satay.
From there, we went and grabbed a flight of beers at a local brewery run by a brother and sister team. It was a really cool spot, and I love a good early afternoon beer. We finished off our journey with one of the greatest characters I met in all of Amsterdam. He produces and sells Gouda, or Gouda cheese. The food tour hits a couple of other stops on top of what we did, but we were short on time and had to roll. Great job, We Are Amsterdam, for putting together the tour. If you, the viewer, wants to give this tour a shot on your next trip, click the link below to see their food tour in the Pijp, Amsterdam. The food tour in the Pijp cost about 50 euros per person and was more than worth it considering how much food you got. One thing you definitely do not go to Amsterdam for is to eat rotisserie chicken, but the Dutch legend Boyd Baptist is looking to change that. Now we're in the city center at the Chicken Bar, owned and operated by none other than Boyd Baptist. You probably don't know who he is, but he is literally larger than life. This guy says you gotta do two things great, service and product. And I'm talking about one product, not food, one thing, rotisserie chicken. You gotta check this place out. All right, so these are pulled chicken tacos. They look, just first sight, I'm just like, look at like the color of these, man.
Are these
Dude,
pickled?
the chicken's just like glistening, it looks crispy. The chicken is like, it's got this like perfect consistency between like juiciness but also the crispy. Bring a 20 euro bill and you'll get a main and a drink. Add a little bit more to that and you can really explore this menu. The Chicken Bar, approved. From there, we grabbed a coffee and headed through Leidseplein to the Rijksmuseum. No trip to Amsterdam is complete without a visit to the Rijksmuseum. I mean, it is the greatest collection in the city. It's something you definitely have to do. 20 euros per adult for admission puts it just a few euros more expensive than other museums in Europe like the Louvre or Vatican. It was the early 1800s and Louis Napoleon Bonaparte was running a bit of a muck in Holland. After a few changes in leadership and almost a century, the museum you visit today opened in 1885. The Rijksmuseum began to inspire national pride in Holland. Its name literally means National Museum. The Rijksmuseum houses many Dutch masters such as Rembrandt, Van Gogh, Vermeer, and many others. We saw a ton of influential art, and if you're planning on going, definitely check out our tours of the Rijksmuseum as well as our video and blog on the top things to see at the Rijksmuseum. From here, I went to O Bistro in Amsterdam's famous Jordan neighborhood. O Bistro, it's a French restaurant run by one French guy and an Italian guy. The chef blends dishes from his childhood together with pops of color and elaborate flavors. I ate a delicious foie gras served next to a hearty butter fried bread, which was an excellent way to start off the meal. Oh, that's so good. From there, they serve mackerel with a beetroot puree, nuts, and raspberries. It's really interesting. So you eat the beet alone, it's really fresh. You eat the fish alone, and the fish has a really strong flavor. Eat them together, and it kind of levels off the strength of the flavor in the fish, which I do like the strong flavor of mackerel. I think it's delicious. But together, the flavor completely changed. Really nice. Both dishes were paired wonderfully with wines that elevated the flavors to great heights. My experience ended on a high note with a tartelette aux fruits, which was absolutely incredible. It was mouth-watering. Thanks so much, guys. I definitely recommend O Bistro. It's open mainly for dinner, but look online for hours to be sure. 30 euros will afford you an app to split, an entree, glass of wine, and a dessert to share. Day 3 and our final morning ended on such an amazing high note. I spent some time in Bali with my family and Brandon's family years ago, and we fell in love with the destination. Our breakfast spot for day 3 was Benji. Lots of plant life inside, great food, and just super chill service. The owners were inspired by a trip to Bali, and it shows in all of their dishes. I'm super amped up right now to get great dish and a coffee. Let's go check it out. Their presentation was some of the best I've ever seen in my entire life. Benji is definitely the go-to spot for a relaxing long breakfast or brunch. We ate so much food there and it was killer. I really enjoyed the salmon avocado toast, but they had an amazing burger on this like black bun, this acai bowl, a tropical bowl, and just overwhelmingly good coffee. 15 euros will easily afford you a coffee and breakfast dish here, which is excellent considering how high quality their fresh ingredients are. Wait. That's not it. The video isn't over until you like and subscribe to our content. Also, you gotta click the bell. For some reason, YouTube won't notify you of new videos unless you click the bell, so give it a click if you wanna see our next videos. 48 hours, that's 2 days. 48, okay, sorry. Ah! Go! Oh! Wiggle. Sorry. We're gonna head over to the Pijp. The Pijp.